So I went to junior high and to high school with this wonderful family, and they had two sons. We'll call one of them Alan. So Alan and I always kind of knew each other through junior high, high school. We went to different colleges. Then we started dating after college. It was so much fun. We did hiking, we did biking, we did kissing, we did swimming. It was just a great little relationship. We knew nothing. We didn't know if it would continue or end as we went away to our different grad schools. So we said, hey, let's take one last great adventure together. So with some friends, with his brother and some other people, we went out to California from Oklahoma, and we hiked Mount Whitney. It's the highest place in the lower 48, and it is hot and difficult and grueling, but it promoted a lot of social bonding. We were dependent on each other in a lot of ways. So we came back from that, all successful. I was frankly a smitten kitten. So then we kiss goodbye. I say something like, well, I can't wait to see you, fall break, see you for Christmas. Okay, that sounds great, bye-bye. And so he went off to Harvard Med School. I went off to dental school in Oklahoma, my ill-fated stint with trying to do drilling and filling. And after about 4 weeks, he called and broke up with me in 4 words. He simply said, I've met someone else. I was devastated. My world was rocked. I thought, am I not somebody? Am I not somebody enough? And I really did curl up, retreat, isolate, feel lonely, feel terrible. Talk about not being able to drill and fill teeth before. Now I really couldn't. And I later left dental school, much to the chagrin of my father, and enrolled in psychology school. And I don't know about this, but maybe it was a reaction, an attempt to try to make sense of what I was feeling, all of this loneliness, this feeling of being deserted and crushed, and I was quite in a little state of despair. So what I learned from that heartache and many since is that there are 3 great ways to deal with it, even to come back from it. And these 3 simply are types of connections to make. And the first one would be connection to indwelling spirit. Just the beauty that lives within us, just that source that imagined us and brought us into being, sustains us with every breath, every heartbeat of our lives, maybe before we were born and beyond into infinity. And I like to feel grateful toward Source. I think of God, G-O-D, as even standing for the generosity of the divine. There's so much that's freely given to us, freely enjoyed. So there's a practice that goes along with this first connection point. And I like to do this in a particular way that I learned to practice gratitude over a weekend retreat that was held for people dealing with brain cancer. So in 2019, I knew something was off. Loquacious Linda was having trouble finding words. Very unusual for me. My balance was also a little bit off, and my eyesight was not what I was accustomed to. So I went in, we had a workup. Brain scans revealed the presence of 10 or 12 frenemies, lesions, tumors. So I wound up in this retreat. And we're going to do this together if you'd like to, if you're in a space and a place where you can do this. But each day I like to write down gratitudes, physically or type it, but I like it in print, just how I roll. And so then I will take just one of them into my nightly sign-offs, and what I do is relive it. So let's just say that it can be anything, the spring breeze, the spring flowers, enjoying a nectarine. Nectarine might be good. So I take that into my gratitude practice and I relive it with my 5 senses. What did that experience, that nectarine, look like? What did it feel like? What did it smell like as I peeled it? What did it taste like? What did it physically feel like as the juice rolled down my throat? So I give myself that gift twice. And so what I'm doing, what we can all do, is essentially double dip in life and give ourselves a second hefty dose of the things that enliven and empower us, those things that come from our divine inner pharmacy. They're things like naturally occurring hormones, dopamine, relaxin, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. And so I do it once as I'm actually having that experience, and then I do it again. Just pick one gratitude and do it. It connects me to everything that is so wonderful about life. So the second thing we can do is also about dealing with loneliness. And, you know, loneliness is a human reality. We all feel that at some point. It is universal. But what I've been surprised to know is that nearly half of all these 20,000 people who were surveyed by the Surgeon General of the U.S. reported feeling the effects of loneliness sometimes or even all the time. And of that 50%, 20% of them report that they never or rarely feel close to people. And so that's why I think, if it calls to us, that forming these connections are so important. I am many times not so great at it. I find myself staring at a screen, a TV or my phone, instead of looking at nature, being in community, being with my beloveds, my friends and family. But what jolts me out of it is the knowing that in connection we do at least 3 good things for ourselves. And one of those things that we do is we reduce the chance of disease. Our blood pressure goes down, our heart rate goes down, our stress goes down, our inflammation goes down. Another thing we do is, if we are connected to at least 3 other people, we actually live longer. It literally feeds us. It gives us meaning and mattering to those people. And then the third thing that I think it does, which is really enjoyable, is that we actually enjoy the food that we eat more. Doesn't matter if we're doing it with someone or alone. We enjoy it more because overall we have these connections to other people. So the second thing we can do to deal with loneliness and even, you know, come to grips with it a little bit is to be in connection with other people. Advertisement alert. I think one of the great ways to do this is here at Mile High Church. Yes, we can connect with others in nature. We can connect with others in other communities. But here specifically, we get to do like 4 or 5 important things. We get to get ourselves here and feel good about that. Once we're here, we get to be kind to other people, maybe in the way we park in the parking lot or the way we let people past us in the seats. And then we get to connect with friends we see here and even with strangers and do those random acts of kindness. And then lastly, but actually really important as a gift of self-love, is to say, I'm proud of you. You got up, you got dressed, you got there, you extended yourself to others. So I highly recommend it. And then thirdly, we can deal with some of the isolation, some of the loneliness that we have in our modern day life by connecting to ourselves. So in closing, let's just do this together, shall we? So it has 3 simple and easy parts, each one just as effective as the others, but in combination really meaningful and maybe even transformative. So if you're again in a space and place where you can do this, maybe just get really comfortable. Take a deep breath, making the exhale twice as long as the inhale. Let your shoulders drop. Let your low belly breathe freely. Go to a space of self-acceptance, no judgment, no harshness. Feeling expanded and expansive. And then just take your divinely human hand and place it on your divinely human chest area, maybe even right over your heart. And just complete that circle of love meeting love. And then the second thing that's useful is to talk to yourself like your best friend would, a beloved would, a trusted other person would talk to you. And just say, hey, you know what? None of us is perfectly all right, but we're going to be okay. You're a cherished child of the divine. You are part of the ocean of all being. You are a wave in it. You are a thread in the beautiful tapestry of life. The tapestry would not be the same without you in it, a vital and important part of it. You are loved, you are cherished, you are doing your best. And then thirdly, I like to use a nickname for myself, like Sweetie or Hun. Sometimes I even use Dude. And then I just say, Sweetie, it is all going well. You can relax, you can feel safe, you can feel secure. You are indeed held in the arms of the divine. There is nothing you could ever do or say or look at that separates you from that ocean of all being, that all possibility. You are indivisible from it. You are uniquely and indelibly joined with it. It gives you a cosmic yes so many times a day in opportunities and possibilities. And honey, you can just live in gratitude for that, in peaceful thanksgiving. You can live it, you can love it, and you can release it. And so it is.